Hi friends, this is Dr. Rajesh Shah and we are talking about the petition that we have filed to draw the attention of the Minister of Ayush, Government of India, requesting him to set up a mechanism for new drug discovery, especially in the area of nosodes. This video is for my homeopathy friends. In this series, let me talk today about two very important nosodes. They are Medorrhinum and Syphilinum. These are the two eminent anti-miasmatic nosodes, so to say. If you look at the history, friends, you find that Medorrhinum was prepared by Swan somewhere in the year 1885 from the discharge of a patient who was suspected to have gonorrhea. So he presumed that the gonorrheal discharge, so to say, had some gonorrhea virus, as it was called in those years. And from that discharge, Swan prepared a medicine called Medorrhinum. And similarly, Syphilinum was also prepared from so-called syphilitic discharge, which presumably had the syphilis organism in that. Please be reminded, friends, that this is about those years where the knowledge of microbiology was extremely limited, and the so-called discharge that we are talking about of gonorrhea or syphilis obviously must have contained mixed infections. So even in the gonorrheal discharge, as a by default, it is likely that the discharge must have had a mix of other infections, such as Pseudomonas and Staphylococci, Streptococci, E. coli, besides a range of a lot of proteins and debris and so on and so forth, because such studies were not available in those years. And the remedies which were prepared, or the nosodes which were prepared from such obscure discharges, we are probably following the same discharges based medicines today. So the Syphilinum which you get from the pharmacy today, or the Medorrhinum which you are using for your patient, was actually prepared from the back potencies of these two nosodes which were prepared over 130 years ago. How much reliable they could be? Isn't that a big question? And don't you think it's a time for us to review the entire process of developing nosodes? Don't you think we should have a mechanism in place which will allow us to develop these nosodes all over again in a much more scientific and standardized way? For this very purpose, friends, we have initiated this petition to the Minister, helping us to set up a mechanism in place which will help the growth of homeopathy immensely. If you are convinced of this idea, please help us sign the petition. You'll find a link in the bottom of this video. Thank you so much.